Hey everybody, we're back with Digital Devil Saga. Been a while. Been a while since we did this. We left off, we were trying to escape the Maribel base, I think. When was the last time we did this? Yeah, it's been over a month. But like, Star Wars month started on a Saturday. No, it started on a Friday. I think the last time we did this was the Tuesday before that. Yeah, well, let's get into this. I don't even know what session this is. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I remember we went up there to talk with them, and it was like a 4-phase fight. And that's where we got the game over, and then we changed. Oh god, I don't remember any of the weaknesses. I should not have left this game off for like a month. Try my Bufu. Yeah, that didn't work. There, oh. That's gonna be a problem. The weak to Zan. Succubus more than likely has charm magic. I want to take that out. There it is, charm magic. This ain't starting well. I just reset this. Whiny bitch for AA battery. How you doing, Bane? As you can see, things have immediately started to go poorly. I'm beginning to think, you know, maybe we should have played something else tonight. Okay, heal. Is it? Shouldn't be. There isn't a pause here. Well, that's this one done. It took us like 2 minutes and this is a game over. Let's see. Oh, the other way. That looking better, you've probably got a larger screen than I have. Doesn't matter what game it is. That joke, he's scrolling me. Let me check this. Looks fine on my end. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It looks fine on my end. Can read the comments. It might be an issue with your internet, Bane. Alright. We have to restart this anyway, because That went horribly. So all you're gonna miss is that battle again, maybe. Oh god, fucking Shin Megami Tensei. I love it, but sometimes I fucking hate it. Still kind of hot. Okay, let's go. No encounters there, that's a little worrying. I mean, it's good now. Alright, that's good. Hey, Amanda. How you doing, friend? Okay, they put on Force Shield, which suggests that, which I don't have, so I'm gonna smack him. Yes. Zanma. Okay. Eat them. And then do Zan again. One dead. Someone's enraged. I don't know who. Get the boost on the Zan. Extra turn. And then the problem was reinforcements. Pull out the Mazan. Yeah, everything's fine. How you doing, Amanda? Do another Mazan. Do another Mazan. Eat one of them. Yeah. Attack. Really? Really? Okay, and do a Zanma. Kill one of them at least. There we go, reduce the attacks we have to deal with. Not too bad. Hit. Not Terror, do a Zan. Okay, round 3. Not so much of a problem, pull out a Mazan again. Do a Zan. Not afraid, do another, do a Zanma there. That one's afraid, eats it. Alright, one dead. Pull out another Zan. Not dead, alright. Everything's going okay for the moment. It's it. We have Medea? Yes, we do. Use that. Because I feel like the next set of reinforcements are going to be the bastards. Danma. Eat. No, it's just more of these guys. Do a Mazan. Eat this one, it's taking more damage. Try and eat this one. Okay, I did more damage than a Zan would have done anyway. You don't. God damn it. Get those extra turns. Okay. Working our way up to that. So, revival bead. How's everybody doing tonight? Another Medea. And finish this one off with a Zanma. Round 5. There's something going on with this. I lost to that last time? Doesn't sound right. Oh, there we go, there's Zan. Add that to my skills. Zan, replace. That'd be a good idea to keep that. I don't remember the weaknesses we need to exploit in this area. Replace my Bufu, we can always do that later. Open the gate. The Shin Megami Tensei, like a lot of things, is down to perseverance. You're gonna die, you're gonna get your game overs. You gotta keep bashing your head against it. That's how you win. Digital Devil Saga voted RPG fans best RPG of the PS2. Think about that. Get a new mantra. Yeah, we got Dragon. Ice, we push that higher. How much was the next Devour skill? 50,000. It does get me iron stomach, I want to work to that. Work on that. Somewhat, in some respects, Bane, definitely. Although, it's definitely worth noting that Shin Megami Tensei will just kill you because it feels like it. One of the things Dark Souls does so well, especially the first one, less so the second one, when you die, more often than not, it's because of your mistake. Shin Megami Tensei doesn't do that so much. This is one of the fairer, older... This is one of the fairer Shin Megami Tensei games from this era. Even this one will kill you because it feels like. Oh god, I forgot about Field Hunt. Square button. The Mitama. Alright, let's see how this goes. We saved it. It's one of the things, like, Shin Megami Tensei is way less aggravating in this regard when you can save more often, and it's what makes Shin Megami Tensei 4 on 3DS so much more enjoyable. Being able to save anywhere at any time. And it's not as though Shin Megami Tensei 4 is easy, it's really not. Fuck, I got game over in that game in the first dungeon. You think so in games today? I want to say so much in games today. A lot of games these days, and it's been the case for a while. A lot of games these days, it's been the case for a while, feel like they aim to be more accessible. Which is really a fancy term, mostly a fancy term for just being easy enough for everybody to beat. Because every game these days costs so much to make. And so publishers want to draw in as many people as they can. And if you end up with a case of, oh no, this game's too difficult, then you're going to get less people. Looks like I did want the Bufu. You're going to get less people buying it, so more often than not, you end up with a case of more games being easier because of that. So more people can and will play them. Okay, and devour that one. So what games do you have in mind when you think of bullshit? Same. Okay, kill this one. Okay. Eat. And Buffalo. You know, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, Bane. A lot of games we grew up with had bullshit difficulty, and I feel like a lot of games these days are so heavily tutorialized and have every mechanic explained to you, and have so many instances of mechanics explained to you. Again, specifically for the whole reason that I mentioned of just aiming to have as many people as possible play it. Meanwhile, games back when we grew up were more bullshit because they were trying to disguise the fact that they were actually really short so that you wouldn't finish them in a weekend. Yeah, push my agility up. You know, I feel there's always the case in RPGs like that, where you end up with just the bosses that are kind of complete shit that way. And I feel like that's been a case in RPGs for a long time, like the optional super bosses. I suppose the big question is the Pride and Joy prototype optional? Heading back to that save point so I can set new mantras. Also, I took into account your what'd be the word? Your feedback on the price of new games, suggesting a new game. And I've decreased the price. Yeah, it sounds... that's gotta be an optional thing. That sounds like Super Boss bullshit. And there's kind of always been Super Boss bullshit. Sometimes it seems worse than it used to be, but there's always been Super Boss bullshit. Oh, there we go, it is Zio. He doesn't have Zio. He doesn't have Zio. Do another Zio. There we go. Like I say, that sounds like optional super boss bullshit, which is very common in RPGs and has been for a long time. I mean, let's not forget Ruby Weapon's opening bullshit tactic, which is to immediately remove 2 characters from the field. Let's not forget Emerald Weapon's bullshit tactic of Airtan Storm, doing 1111 damage for every piece of material equipped. Sometimes a lot of these bonus bosses in RPGs are just bullshit. Yeah, Terezi sounds good. It should take a little while to work out. Right, so you just got Hammer. Although at some point I should probably do some off-screen grinding for some of this stuff. Because at the minute, Gale is way too specialised. Ammo is generally challenging, even if thanks down. And I feel like in that case, with Final Fantasy VII being an action RPG, hard mode brings it away from a more RPG thing of stats being the big decider in normal mode to skills being a big decider, as is the case with stuff like the Tales games. Yeah, but it's still a bullshit super boss move. Ruby Weapon was always that. Hell, consider some of the Dark Aeons. These optional super bosses have always been bullshit. And while I'll try to think of older optional super bosses, the trouble I'm having is actually thinking of ones that I'm sure weren't added in re-releases. Okay, so set. What did you learn? Dio. Patra, worth keeping. You can lose Bufu for the minute. Armor. I don't think it's necessary at the minute. However, we do have enemies casting Mudo, so put that on there just in case. Void Death would probably be. Void Death is there. Alright. Gotta know beforehand though that something's gonna cast Mudo. God damn, I hate the insta-kill spells. Yeah, this is a dead end. This is what we want. Ooh. Treasure chest. Ooh. Enemy. That's interesting. I don't think I ever knew that. But then so much of FF7's stat stuff is way less obvious or effective as it should be. Let's not forget, Spirit I don't think does anything in FF7. There's one stat that definitely doesn't do anything in 7. Okay, Zan. Okay. Oh, I didn't even get anything for that, it was just a fight. Petrification, ignoring the accessory that's supposed to prevent all status effects, yeah, that's bullshit. Let's not forget, you have to know exactly how to fight all the Dark Aeons. First time I fought a Dark Aeon, I went up against Dark Valifor because I was heading back to Besaid, because like, Besaid since the start of the game. Let's go check out Besaid, see if anything's happening. Ooh, Dark Aeon fight. And start whacking Valifor, and I've got haste on everybody, and I'm whacking Valifor a lot. And the result of that was I built up its overdrive meter and it killed everybody in the one turn that it got. Super bosses are just bullshit. Argil has been silenced. Okay, you're weak to Zeal, let's get rid of you. Skeleborg there is probably weak to Hammer. Yes. I don't know what Valkyrie is weak to, but you don't want to attack it physically because it has a high chance of countering. And finish this one off with Hammer. You know, I'd forgotten that Hammer in this game for some reason seems to deal like half your full hit point. Half what your current health is, which is stupid. Oh, I didn't use overdrives or Aeons. I just kept hitting it. But the point is, super bosses have kind of always been bullshit. This game is a fantastic example. It has what is still considered the most difficult super boss in any RPG. And that boss can only be fought on New Game Plus. And if you go into that fight with anything other than, like, any status nullification abilities other than Null Sleep, which, what Null Sleep does is when a character is asleep, they take no damage if you have no sleep. If you have any status affecting abilities except that, the boss will immediately kill your entire party. That boss is the Demi-Fiend from Nocturne. That boss will also immediately kill your party with a completely unstoppable attack, just at random. The entire fight is fucking bullshit. Now, I've never seen anything... Oh, Jill is still something. Confused, paralyzed, I don't know. Silenced? I think silenced. I don't think I've ever seen a video on YouTube of that fight that's gone for less than, like, an hour. And we're not going to be doing it on here. Partly because this isn't a New Game Plus file. Partly because I am not 18 anymore and I don't have the patience for that shit. Like, super bosses are all well and good. I don't have the patience or the attention span to deal with them anymore. Okay. Izuma in 12, from everything I've seen, because we all know I've not beaten 12 because I got bored of it, everything I've seen of Izuma says it takes so long not because it's difficult, just because it has so much health. And that if you leave the arena wrong, it will fully restore its health. It's like, I saw that in any regard. God damn, there's a save point back there. In any regard, the worst kind of boss in anything is the boss that will just take ages to kill. The boss that isn't difficult, it's just tedious. Like in Dark Souls with the Gaping Dragon. It's not difficult, it just has a lot of health. But if you get hit wrong, do that fight over again. A lot of people die to Gaping Dragon just because they lose focus. Yeah, I can understand that. Like, if I get into FF12 when we do it, maybe. Maybe we'll do Izuma. But probably not, honestly. Go to the Zan. Okay, it's frightened, which means it'll be weak to devour now. That one's also frightened. Eat this one. There we go. Nice. Let's just attack this guy. Getting back into this. I don't really know what it is about these PS2 RPGs, but the dungeon design just feels so satisfying in it. Feels more enjoyable to run around dungeons like this than, you know, a lot of later era JRPGs. Ugh, God. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do Izuma. Always other shit to do. Finally started playing Xenoblade Chronicles yesterday, actually. I pre-ordered the definitive edition on an impulse. Like a month before it came out, and then I was just there for like a month. I decided fairly early on, though, that I didn't want to do it for the stream. I just wanted to do it for myself. And I finally started yesterday after just kind of putting it off for a few weeks. And it's pretty fun. I was hoping it'd get afraid. Right, don't forget to place your vote if you haven't. You have until Tuesday. It looks like Beautiful Joe's going to win that one. There is definitely an appeal to it. I'm not sure what it is about the design. It's like going back to Skies of Arcadia. Compare that to... God, was there even a traditional JRPG on PS3 I enjoyed? I don't know, there was a lot of action RPGs. Yeah, that's locked. This takes me here, down here. Right, back to the entrance, okay. You know, maybe I'll put the first Dot Hack game onto the list. And you can vote for that, Bane, at some point. But we're not doing RPGs for the blind playthroughs for a while. Wait a minute, you're not finished. You're almost finished. You are finished. Yeah, like, I think of a bunch of the dungeons from games on PS2, like PS3, like that, and like the Tales games come to mind, and I don't know, a lot of dungeons felt really bland and just less enjoyable. I don't know. Okay, so you just got Zeo. Place that. Okay, this will take us back to the entrance. You guys want to fight? Good thing we just gave Gale Zeo. Yeah. With FF13, like, how would you distinguish what was a dungeon and what wasn't? There were no towns in that game, there was no overworld. I feel like turn-based JRPG is kind of like horror games. Like, actually good survival horror games. I feel like they kind of died for a while on PS3. I do have a couple now. Like, I've got the Trails of Cold Steel games, which, as far as I'm aware, are pretty traditional JRPGs. I'm looking at my shelf of physical games. I'm not seeing anything. Folklore, maybe? I don't know, I didn't play that yet. It might be an action RPG. White Knight Chronicles wasn't a traditional JRPG. I feel like the traditional style just died for a while. It might be part of the reason why Square pushed so hard to move away from traditional JRPGs. Of course, we have seen a resurgence of traditional style JRPGs more recently, which has been really nice. God damn it. I've got Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2, and I've got the Trails in the Sky games. I want to do the Trails in the Sky games first, because Cold Steel's a spin-off of that. From what I've heard, it's not necessary, but it adds to it. I think on the lists at the minute... let me check the list. Trails in the Sky, yeah. Trails in the Sky is currently on the list of games to blind play at some point. And when we get back to doing JRPGs for the blind playthroughs... Oh god, she's silenced again. We get back to doing JRPGs for the blind playthroughs, I might not even put it to a vote, I might just do Trails in the Sky. I've been wanting to do it for ages. I've started a couple of times, then just stopped. Not even because it's bad, just because my attention span is so crap lately. And by lately, I mean for the last 5 years or so. I might do it. Give it a while, I want to keep doing non-RPGs for a bit. Largely because JRPGs just take so long and you're not doing anything else while they're going on. What was the last RPG I played? Traditional RPG? I don't think I've blind played a traditional RPG for quite a while. Okay, items. Move, silence. Don't seem to have one of those. We'll just do this. But yeah, there's a couple of versions of Trails in the Sky that are possible. I don't want to fucking do it. Damn it. A couple of versions of Trails in the Sky that could work with. There's the original PSP release. There's the PC re-release of that, which would look cleaner. But I also have the Vita enhanced port that was never released outside Japan, fully translated, which I might do. But that's all stuff for further down the line. And I know that Trails in the Sky goes into Trails in the Sky second chapter as well. So there's the concern, Trails in the Sky is supposed to be a fairly sizable JRPG to begin with, and then it goes into another, supposedly even bigger JRPG. Diorama's not a bad idea. Yeah, when it gets down to it, like, there's so many games. I really want to keep pushing the blind playthroughs for a while. At least until August, when we do one of the marathons. And that reminds me, actually, I wanted to say this on stream and then make a note of it later on the Discord. If Metal Gear Solid wins the marathon vote, I will do Metal Gear Solid 3 with an eye patch. In the spirit of things. I think that'd be a fun thing. God damn it. All the attacks to miss the Zeo. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what wins. I don't have HD. Dear sake. Still a bunch of time left though to vote. Good swing in any direction. Though I'll admit I'll be surprised if Halo wins. Actually debating pulling the vote down and replacing Halo with something else. You people keep missing too much. That's right, I want the Arkham games to win so I can wear my bat mask. Just do all of them in, like, I'll get a bat mask. You think they should keep Halo? Hey, do I have anything that'll get rid of that? This mute, jeez. I ain't going all out with cosplay streaming. Like, little touches. Little touches would be fun. Where do you suppose to get a Nemesis mask from? Okay, there's that. Save point. New mantra. I was actually, some point during the week looking into getting a pair of Kamina glasses from Gurren Lagann. Just to wear during really hype moments. But for the price of them, for what I'd be using them for, no. Okay, turn this switch. That opens the gate back to where we started. And there was a full heal in this area, wasn't there? Terra. Zanma. Oh, it worked. Really, you get them on Amazon? Crack's live. What's Crack playing? You doing more Xenoblade? Yeah, he's doing more Xenoblade. I'd watch him, but I'd wait to do Xenoblade for myself. Alright, I'll check that out later. Thanks, Bane. Okay, get the full heal. Get the save. Check that out while we're saving. Oh jeez, that looks horrible and really uncomfortable. And again, that price for what I'd be using it for. Well, thanks, Bane. Alright, so the map said I hadn't checked down here. Was this entrance open the entire time? Is that door locked? That door's locked, alright. Yeah, but you gotta admit, looking at that can't be comfortable to wear. Shocking. Positively shocking. I forget what kelp is weak to. Okay, ice. Terra? Oh. Zeo. Okay, so it's immune to Zeo. I don't know, I mean... I feel like for the people who are actually interested in Halloween, The cost. Oh god, why the fuck did I do 0 again? The cost. I feel like for the people who are actually interested in Halloween, the costumes are actually really damn good now. Actually hit. Go. That was unnecessary. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea to come back here at some point off screen, do some grinding to get some earlier mantras for some of the characters. There's a free healing point right here. Then maybe we'll find a better place later on. Still don't know what Valkyries are weak to. Well, I hope it's every time I hit one with Bufu, they'll freeze them. We didn't try Zio, did we? Ain't Zio. Yeah, it's probably going to be Mudo. See, Valkyrie having a mute skill is actually kind of a problem, considering how high the counter-strike percentage is. And then she forces you to do physical attacks. Strategy-wise, it's actually a pretty smart strategy for an AI. Okay, spin right around and go heal. What is a 100% run of Code Veronica, Bane? I've left it as Code Veronica or Code Veronica X. Somebody actually works their way up to 1,000,000 points. You get to choose which it is. Look, you can choose which version it is. I have every version. Why do I have every version of Code Veronica? I don't even like the game. Well, the 1,000,000 points is just for Code Veronica. As far as JRPGs go, it would depend on the JRPG. Like, as much as I would have loved the idea at the time of a 100% run of Skies of Arcadia, that would have gotten tedious. Looking for all the discoveries. We would have already missed. I think we already missed a bunch of moonfish and stuff like that. Probably never 100% run of a JRPG. Yeah, I'm not finishing Code Veronica in under 3 hours. Fuck, you've seen me stream it. I don't even get halfway in 3 hours. Damn it. And number 2. Hit it. Hit it again. There we go. Like, Resident Evil games I can do in under 3 hours. 2. Do any scenario 2 in under 3 hours. I can do 3 in under 3 hours now. 2 remake. I could probably very easily get a 3 remake down to under 3 hours. I think any other I'd need way more practice on. I need to get around to doing some practice on the original. Turn the switch. Where's the switch? There's the switch. Yeah, I can do the original fine up until coming back from the lab when the hunters start coming in. Although yawn is still a problem. And the problem really is just getting caught on its body. Like, there's one thing I'll definitely say the remake does way better than the original, is you don't get caught on Yawn's body. It's like you were doing everything perfect in that room, and then Yawn will move into an awkward position, you can't get past its body, and it'll spin around you, and you'll be stuck, and then it'll bite you. And then if you're lucky, you'll get out. Yeah. It's still getting stuck on it in the original. Are these Zeo? Yes, they were. Everybody's got a bit of lightning. What a shocker. Eat her face! Yummy! Yeah. I would think of all the things I have trouble with in Resident Evil games. By order. There's Yawn. There's the Hunters. The Hunters are always a problem in RE1 for me. It's largely because I haven't played it enough to memorise the placements. Like in RE3 I've got the placements memorised now. It ain't a problem. It's a little bit of a problem, RE3, because sometimes it'll still fuck you over. But for the most part it's not a problem because I memorised the placements. The fuck is that? I don't remember that. Is that in original or remake? Wait, no, you'll be talking about the mandatory fight, won't you? Not the first encounter. Yeah, the mandatory fight can be awkward. In 2, the biggest problem I have, the Ivies are dangerous and I'm always wary of them. But the biggest problem I have in the entire game is G4, dog Birkin. Because he's fast and he can pull you in, and that can take you from caution to dead. Which is why I'm always very careful in that fight to not be on caution. Both, yeah, fair enough. It took me a minute to remember the actual mandatory fight with Yawn. RE3, there's the hunters in the hospital are always kind of wary because of the tight quarters. The gravedigger is a problem. And that's kind of it, really. Nothing else is that dangerous. Code Veronica, there's the Bandersnatchers, which can go fuck themselves. The Poison Hunters. Nosferatu isn't fun. The Nosferatu fight feels very counterintuitive. It's like, hey, we've got 3D environments now. We're going to make use of that with a sniper rifle. Cool. And then they have incredibly bad draw distance for it. And it's not even a case of, oh no, this is the best the PlayStation 2 could... This is the best the Dreamcast could do. It's a case of, no, we've explained this with a Blizzard. It's like, oh, hello, bad decisions in Code Veronica. I'm sorry, I'd add you to my count of fingers, but I'm already up to 10. Code Veronica. And then in R0, the Eliminators are irritating, then the Hunters turn up and the Hunters are a problem in 0. Jilla's poisoned. We have this poison? We have this poison, we just don't have it on. Oh, that's Curse. Where? Okay, this Curse. Use acid rounds on G4? I always use flame rounds for G4. The only thing I use acid rounds for is Mr. X. I'll put Mr. X down really quickly, which is awesome. Or the G adult. But yeah, 0, like, the Eliminators are a problem. They're fast, they're awkward to hit. And then Hunters come in, and Hunters will take so much damage in that game. I want to like RE0, but it really does so much to make you not like it. Oh, the G... No, yeah, G Monster. Yeah, like I say, I use acid rounds on that. Amount of acid rounds that hit off screen. Yeah, the last time I did RE2, I did that fight without getting hit by one of the things it spews out, which I was very happy with. Because I was hitting it off screen. Hello. Not that. Terror, which nobody else has. No, everybody has it, nobody else has it equipped. Oh no, I've got it equipped, okay. Kinda nasty. Dear. Yeah, I think it's 5 acid rounds. Kills the G adult. Oh no, I don't do that. Is that even worth the risk? I mean, I guess it minimises the chance of getting caught by one of the spewy things. Like I say, I've done it from the position you start in without getting caught by one of the things it spews out. I imagine a speedrunner could get that down way more consistently. Alright. Make sure he doesn't get to use that powerful magic attack. Come on. Come on. Damn it. Oh. If it had done Miragion again, that would have been it. Revival gem. Dick. Okay, so what I want to do now is a revival bead. Terror. Alright. Everybody gets the experience. Awesome. Alright, let's go back, heal and save. It only took us like an hour to get out of here. Okay, so Surf and Gale are almost done with what they have. Almost done with their mantras. So it's probably worth finishing those off before we leave. It's interesting because Genova Life has always been the easiest of them to me. But then again, I guess you're not, if you're doing a speedrun, you're not getting the Aqua Ring. And I don't know how dangerous Genova Life is without the Water Ring. I don't know how dangerous Genova Life is without the Water Ring. And then do another Zeo. And do another Zeo. Through everything we've got, her killer this turn. There we go. Awesome, 2 masters. Fire and Void Fire. Let's head on back. Demon's Gate is something that has caused me problems in a standard run. Like a speed run? Ugh. That thing's cause me real problems in a standard. Yeah, I want to see... Yeah, if we're going to give anybody the next healing spell, it'll be Argilla first. Wow, shit, I didn't realise that. Like I say, it's been that long since I've gone into Genova Life without the Water Ring. And of course, with Water Ring, Genova Life is a pushover. Fire, Ice, Force, Earth. Yeah, we've got some of this stuff. Yeah, let's do Demon Beast, work everybody up to getting Iron Stomach. That'll be worth eventually just going out of my way for. No, not yet. But that would be nice to have. We need to get heat back in the party. Yeah, let's start working up to Zionga. Yeah, the difference between a standard playthrough and a speed run, though. It's the interesting, like, speed runs and challenge runs, the way things can work out and change. Dark Souls, doing a level 1 soul run is fascinating. Because of the differences in strategy, the way everything changes. You end up wearing, like, no armor at all, because armor becomes useless to you, because you're gonna die from everything in one hit sooner or later. So armor just goes out the door. Which means you're doing, like, super fast rolls. You don't really have to worry about equip loads. It's really interesting. Jeez. Sometimes that shit just screws you, doesn't it? Okay, so Heat ran off to our base because this field. Heat ran off to our base because the Solids know that Sarah is there. That's where I need to head. It's been a while, but remember what we were doing. Yeah, I don't know what kind of challenge run I'd do. In FF7. Again. Surprised I left anybody alive. But without Sarah, we won't be able to control the demonic impulses. Which means we're effectively going to be in a race against time to get her back. We're actually coming up on the area where the top save is actually at. Although the top save is... Like, the top save's the next dungeon, but it's a good ways in the next dungeon. Which you can't see the difference in time and level. Oh, it's amazing the rest of the base is clean. They only smashed up this one room. Level 1 limits isn't necessarily so bad.
How couldn't you protect one girl?
I mean, limits aren't something I tend to count on to begin with.
I'm sorry.
When they happen, they happen. Original weapons and armor is a case of...
so concerned with Sarah.
And with original weapons and armor, you're not carrying much materia to begin with.
Do you?
Ojo is pretty far, though.
That's enough.
It is not just heat. You have all changed since Sarah arrived.
Yeah, but let's be fair, Heat's the one being a dick.
Confused, but do not blame Cielo.
Cute little speech. But what about you, huh?
I have not changed. I am myself. The solution lies in Sarah's lost memories. Instead of simply lashing out, let us think.
They've been a dick, Heat.
Where is Sarah? They allowed you to live in order to give us that information. Where is she?
Because taking out the embryo means nothing if they don't take out the leader.
Ruins at coordinate 136.
Heat!
Oh god.
He cannot succeed alone. We should follow.
I want to come along too. I gotta redeem myself for all this.
You should rest here. You won't be much help if you're hurt.
Heat joined the party. Alright, let's see what Heat had. Mantra is mastered. Alright, let's work that out then. That's interesting, kind of following an idea of a Nuzlocke run, I guess. Hades, Tama. Did I give him this? Quick Cure sounds interesting. Take a look at that. The specifics of it. Because if it allows me to heal in a single turn without actually using up that turn, or like a half turn, that would be interesting. Energy low. Yeah, it sounds kind of like a Nuzlocke idea, although expanded so that you're not immediately dead. Because enemies in typical RPGs tend to do more damage per attack than Pokemon does. Rare find an enemy that can one-shot you in Pokemon. That is interesting. Although with max HP and MP, you're looking at probably Disc 3 before anything poses a threat, I would say. Oh wait, no, you can't restore. God, no, that builds up. Jeez. Because there's no way to prevent damage. That's a weird idea. They specifically want me out there because if they kill the leader of the Embryon's done. Doesn't matter how many members of the Embryon they kill. Until they kill the leader, the Embryon doesn't die. Hmm. Okay. Is it worth all the trouble? Why do we fight for it? Is that the mod you showed me? I forget what the name of the mod you showed me was. 136. Embryon, Vanguard, Solids, Maribel, Armor Temple, and then there's just that which doesn't have anybody, which is interesting. This seems out of place. I've forgotten this place is some sort of weird fucking castle. Sign looks a little modern. This dungeon is probably going to be like the rest of this part, and then probably the entirety of the next part.
Hey, how'd you get in here, little kitty cat? Sorry, my little friend. The guard not one let us outside this room. Hey, little help, please?
If I open this door, Gale will eat me alive.
It isn't me. It's, the cat. The cat's doing
Then there's a
it.
space between quote and
He
ad
wants
burn.
to go outside.
The cat?
I say I think, I don't
The
remember.
cat?
Yeah, that cat. Oh, he's so cute. Come on, let him out. Nice work,
There you
little
go.
bro.
Ah,
Where you going?
fair enough. Listen, I forget how you add the quotes and stuff. You do it way more often than I do.
Welcome to Destiny Land's beautiful mystery castle. The story to be told now is that of a beautiful princess and two princes. What dramatic conclusion awaits you along this path?
How about this?
Now, open the door and watch the tale unfold. Let us depart on a journey of mystery and adventure.
and work this out. I have no idea how to get a specific quote. They have numbers next to them. Let me find what 25 is. Ice physics, I'll deal with it. Don't fucking bullshit me on why I died. This game is hard enough without making shit up. I think that was Castlevania Chronicles. That is a good quote. I came into the final dungeon, didn't change my party at all. I am a genius. Welcome to my genius run of how to play Skies of Arcadia. Follow my steps exactly and you will die many times before you say fuck it and throw your controller across the room. Yeah, it's down as Lord Shadow, but I'm pretty sure it's Chronicles. Now, let me check that again. Double check it, make sure it says Lord of Shadow. Yeah, it says Lord of Shadow, but like I said, I'm pretty sure it was Chronicles. Why does this new sword work exactly like my old sword? Oh, because it is my old sword. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, I was doing this a while ago, and I stopped in this dungeon. This dungeon is a piece of work. It's like, okay, let's take a look at the time difference here between where we are now and the save. Like another 2.5 hours. And in those 2.5 hours, we're going to jump up like 7 levels. Think about that. No. Oh, that's fair enough then, Bane. Oh, she's afraid, eat her. Yeah, it's not what our big guys are weak to. Terra? Nope. Think I'd be weak to Agi as well, maybe? Nope. You believe we've been doing the streaming for over a year now? We're doing shit like this for over a year. Crazy. Back that bitch. Noise. That's the noise Pigcock's making Duke Nukem Time to Kill. That's the exact noise. Okay. That reminds me, what to check the quick cure that I had. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. But it just hit me for a minute. It's like, wow, a year of this. In there the whole time, Bane. Yeah, it's fine like that. Yeah. If we'll make it that way. I do enjoy the streaming though. I enjoy the interaction. It's the big difference between the streaming and the Let's Plays, the interaction, the people.
This story took place not long ago. In a certain kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess with mysterious powers.
Keeps it all going.
Her powers
Keeps the
were
interest
very
up.
special, for they protected the country and
Okay.
drove away hardship. However, one day an evil being captured the princess and planned to use her powers for evil. She was imprisoned high up in a tall tower. In a neighboring kingdom, there lived two princes who happened to be close friends of the princess. Their personalities were exact opposites of one another. One prince was always kind. The other was brash and took a liking to violence. Thus, behind their backs, people began calling them the Good Prince and the Evil Prince. In fact, the princess was secretly in love with the Good Prince.
Kind of on the nose, especially with this picture looking way too much like Sarah. Oh god, I fucking remember this shit. We're gonna be here a while. This is a puzzle dungeon. Was Unicorn even weak to anything? Yeah, not that. Zio? Nope. Being punched in the face? Nope. It's a good point though, we are moving through 2020 fairly quick, we're already halfway through. Okay. Alright, try and find the good prince. You think that'd be easy, but... This dungeon. Can you do a terror with Zanma? Fight the command list. Fucking really? That was some bullshit. Try Zio. Last one. What is weak to? Hammer? Nope. You gonna do it for me? on, Cohegan! You got what you want? Give those people ear! That fight was bullshit from the minute it started. Vanity apparently having a chance of inflicting any status effect. Okay. Try that again.
This story took place not long ago. In a certain kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess.
Unskippable cutscenes.
Her powers were very special, for they protected the country and drove away hardship. However, one day an evil being captured the princess and planned to use her powers for evil. She was imprisoned high up in a tall tower. In a neighboring kingdom, there lived two princes who happened to be close friends of the princess. Their personalities were exact opposites of one another.
You know, I feel like unskippable cutscenes are always a bad idea, but I feel like in a game where death is a legitimate worry in almost any battle, unskippable cutscenes are just downright stupid.
In fact, the princess was secretly in love with the good prince.
It's like it's bad enough in Kingdom Hearts where the final battle has unskippable cutscenes all over the place and 20 forms. And sometimes Ansem will just stun lock you to death. And then, you know, the unskippable cutscenes. I feel like the fact that you can die at any time in this is a legitimate worry. And then having unskippable cutscenes in that is just bad design. Oh boy. He's on a point redeem spree. You're asking for two separate characters there, Bane. And you fly, Bobby. Clarence, no! It's been a while since I've seen RoboCop. I put it on my list on Netflix. Last month. There's only been two. Like they've got RoboCop on Netflix, and I put it on my list, and I've not watched it. Been there for a while though. I think any other movie could have made a guy called Clarence into such a legitimately intimidating presence. Like the entire thing is a great part. Not gonna argue, RoboCop's a great film. He plays the part so well. Bitches leave. Like every other line he has in the movie is gold. And it's not even because of the actual dialogue, it's because of the portrayal and the delivery. Yeah, the fact that the major villain, and let's be fair, Dick Jones as he's the overarching villain, but Clarence is the main villain. And general way of how Hollywood tends to portray villains. In any other movie around that time, Clarence Bodicker would have been the smart, smarmy sidekick to the main villain. Because of the glasses and the pattern baldness and shit. In any other movie, he wouldn't be the main villain, he'd be the sidekick who the main villain would probably kill at some point. And it's a nice subversion. You don't expect the guy looking like that to be that violent. Slowly make haste doesn't make sense. That's an oxymoron. Alright, so here we get the big trouble of this dungeon. RoboCop is such a fantastic movie. It's easily Paul Verhoeven's best. It's not like he did other movies. It's not like his other movies were terrible, but RoboCop is so good. What if it's a trick and it's actually linked to Bufu? Nope. Not a trick. So that is the exact sound the pig cops in Duke Nukem Time to Kill make when they're alerted. You know what I want in the party? Surf, Argilla, and Heat. Oh no, Total Recall is my favourite Schwarzenegger movie. Fantastic, I love it. Yeah, the real trouble of this dungeon. And there's an addendum to that. It's gonna make it all worse. Yeah, I love Total Recall. Total Recall is a movie I need to get around to watching again. It's like, I'm generally a fan of Schwarzenegger movies anyway. Use electricity? That's not right. I use electricity. I'm generally a fan of Schwarzenegger movies anyway. I really like Michael Ironside as an actor. I wish he was in more. It's like, I'll point to Michael Ironside as one of the best points. Fuck, I don't want to do that. One of the best things about Highlander 2: The Quickening. Is the villain in Total Recall the guy who played Dick Jones? I'm trying to think, and all I'm seeing is old man face. It's like it could be, but it might not be. The one with three boobs. It's a very distinctive visual design. It's always been kind of weird to me how much that is all anybody talks about. Because there's so much else in the movie to talk about. Like Quato. That one bit where Schwarzenegger is strapped to the chair, pulls the brace, pulls the manacle out, and then it's like, oh, it's a thin metal rod, stabs a guy in the neck with it. Well, that's fucking brutal. It's like... Sharon Stone as the fake wife is great. Yeah, so here's your trick. You can't tell if this is real, but we should set this chap off to show it anyway. Oh no, it's not real. Oh no. It is the same actor, thanks Bane. Michael Ironside is fantastic. I was really disappointed in Terminator Salvation when they basically wasted him. And like, I'm a big fan of the DC animated universe. God, the Johnny Cabs. Ah, shit, I don't want to fight Baphomets like this. Yep. Mudo has a chance of instant death. Mudoon has a higher chance of instant death. The bit where he pulls the the tracking device out of his nose. Like, there's so much in Total Recall worth talking about, and all anybody talks about is the one with 3 boobs. It's one of the things that really makes the remake fall down as an idea, because the remake has so little to talk about, and recycles the one with 3 boobs. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the DC animated universe. And one of my favourite things there is, like, Darkseid is one of my favourite villains in DC. In the DC animated universe, Michael Ironside voices him. And oh, that betrayal. When he first appeared in the Superman animated series, they had some kind of modulation on his voice. Like, as the series went on, as all of it went on, they dropped that and just let Michael Ironside use his voice. And Michael Ironside playing a dark god from another world that looks like it's made of rock has the perfect voice for that. Oh god, that last combat the last action sequence there in the room with all the pillars and the hologram. It's such a good movie. This thing, like, it works as a standard Schwarzenegger action fest, but it also works on a more cerebral level. It's got something for so many different people. It's a great movie and I love it. I wish it was on Netflix. They've got Last Action Hero on Netflix, but they don't have Total Recall. We've got Kindergarten Cop on there, but they don't have Total Recall. It's like, Total Recall is probably my favourite Schwarzenegger film. The only thing that has a chance of competing with it is Terminator 2. Because Terminator 2 is just that good. Just that good. Okay, you eat her. And you set her on fire. Okay, so set her on fire. God damn it. It keeps using anti-electric. It is weak to electric, okay. Good to know. Good to know. I think Twins is probably his best comedy. Like, there's a lot. Oh god, this fucking. There's a lot of memes and jokes around Kindergarten Cop, and overall, it is actually a pretty solid movie. But I think Twins is Schwarzenegger's best comedy. It's kind of a shame comedy didn't work out for him more. I mean, there was Twins, then there was Junior, and Junior is not great. And like, you can like Jingle All the Way, but Jingle All the Way has problems. It has moments that are pretty entertaining, but overall as a movie, a lot of it is pretty dull. Now we're going to play a game. It's called Who is Your Daddy and What Does He Do? Twins is underrated as a movie, then you say Twins is shit. Damn it, I don't have a Mazio. There you go. Yeah, no, Junior is based entirely around one joke, and that's what if a man got pregnant? What if a man like Schwarzenegger, a manly man, got pregnant? And it's not a good joke. It's like Danny DeVito doesn't save that movie. Yeah, the Danny DeVito with him being in Bo. It's like, Danny DeVito was great. Danny DeVito does not save Junior. It's really one of those things, like, if you're gonna base a movie around, if you're gonna base a comedy around one joke, you've got to make sure that joke will land. And they do some stuff to try and make it funny. They have Schwarzenegger acting hormonal and stuff, but really it's just a case of it's all built around one joke that isn't very funny. Meanwhile, Twins is a couple of jokes that work pretty well that are kind of tried and tested. The fish out of water story of Schwarzenegger going to the city where he's never been, encountering situations and people like he doesn't understand. And the brother who isn't actually as good as he thinks he is, but then he actually is. Tried and tested formula. And then you combine that with the big guy who doesn't really know his own strength compared with everybody else. And there's a couple of layers in there, and it's sold by solid performances by both Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. But Junior just has nothing. That wasn't a great turn. Okay, so big guy's stunned. There we go. Okay, eat her. There we go. Well, no, I really do want to rewatch Predator. I've been wanting to rewatch that for a while. It's very interestingly subversive compared to a lot of the movies Schwarzenegger was doing at the time. You got the thing with Schwarzenegger being the big unstoppable beefcake, and you've got a team of people like that. And then you've got the Predator, who is just something completely different, and it really works in a very interesting way. Now, one thing that really helps sell that is the chemistry between the group. It's not just Schwarzenegger carrying the movie. Good writing, good direction, good performances from the cast. It's a cast of macho guys being macho in a group that kind of knows that it's all shit. Like, the whole thing's full of shit. But they go along with it anyway because that's what they do as a group. It's a joking, fun kind of thing. Which helps when it becomes more serious and becomes more like an actual horror movie with the Predator. And they start dying, it helps you actually care. Just something that... How many slasher movies do you watch where you don't care about any of the victims? And then here comes Predator, which is not a slasher movie, and you give way more of a damn about the guys who are dying to the monster. Jesse Ventura's great. I love Jesse Ventura in both Predator and The Running Man. Never seen Harry and the Hendersons. I do know they originally had Jean-Claude Van Damme in mind to play the Predator. Like, they ended up using a different suit or something for that, and so it didn't really work out. I feel like the idea of Jean-Claude Van Damme versus Schwarzenegger would have been an idea that would be way ahead of its time in the 80s. If I see it on Netflix, I'll put it on a list. Just based on your recommendation, Ben. Oh, it's only like another hour of this to go. Just the weird thing with Digital Devil Saga, especially, it feels like progress comes along so slowly. Okay, let's go this way. Ah, shit. So this is why this dungeon this is why there's like a 3-hour difference between like the save I did at the start of this dungeon versus the save where I was when I stopped playing this game. Yeah, the redesign now is great. Iconic, really. Ah, shit. You see, John Lithgow's one of those actors, I can recognize him when I see him. Before that, I don't know fucking clue who John Lithgow is. Let me get a picture of John Lithgow so I can be like, yeah, that guy. You know, it's not ringing a bell, actually. Next question, have I ever actually seen anything with him in? Ah, oh, fuck off, you absorbing bastard. You know, I never saw Cliffhanger all the way through. I think I saw like the first 10 minutes of it once. There's a bunch of Stallone movies I want to get around to watching at some point. I've never seen Cobra, and I should probably see Cobra. I know it's supposed to be really bad, but I watched Rambo 3. There's like Rambo 3. Hey, Clib. How you doing, buddy? Ah, fuck. Apparently I didn't realise that I needed to heal. We're gonna die, aren't we? Yep, probably. Nope, never seen Third Rock from the Sun. There it is, death. That's one of the things, that's the first thing that pops up that it said he was in. I was like, no, I never seen Third Rock from the Sun. I used to get Third Rock from the Sun confused in my head with 30 Rock. Well, I've never actually watched either of them. Fucking bastards. I'd say, like, you know, at least we know not to go that way this time. But I'm gonna forget that. Really am. Oh my god, if I fucking die here. The first Wishmaster? I don't think I've ever seen the first Wishmaster. I've seen Wishmaster 2. I think I've seen it twice. Don't ask me why. Actually, well, that would be in the days before I had Freeview. When I used to just, like, my night thing would be after I turned my game off. Back when I had a curfew on how late I could play my video games. I would watch Channel 5 for a couple of hours. Like, they'd have CSI on, or Law and Order, or a movie, and like that'd be what I'd watch, unless like ITV or BBC One ended up having a good movie that I wanted to watch. And I think they had Wishmaster on like twice. Like maybe like a year apart. Wishmaster 2. Yeah, the guy who plays him sells it. Like, he's kind of unbelievable that you can make a movie entirely around a guy who stands around going, you see that? But like, if you've seen it, you know the face. Like, that's the entire thing. You know, you can go and get something to eat if you want, Clem. We'll still be here. We've got like another 45 minutes. Unless, I don't know, making a sandwich takes you like 45 minutes. In which case, it better be a damn good sandwich. God damn it. You know the face I'm doing. The problem is, like, the position of the camera isn't in a great place for it, but you know the face I mean. It's like, okay, so Wishmaster 2 has him in a prison for like the first half of it, and if you're a guy in jail and you saw a guy stood like, just over in the corner making that face, looking from side to side, you'd probably think, like, you either need to shift this guy quick, or, like, I don't know, just stay away. Well, you know exactly the face. The main thing I remember about the prison bit is the one guy who wishes for his lawyer to go fuck himself. You know, I might watch the first movie. You say it's on Netflix. If I see it, I just listed, because I'm not going to remember that, and I'm not doing it right now. If I see it listed, I'll add it to the list and I'll stick it on sometime. Oh yeah, we've got some pork in the fridge, haven't we? Fuck, I'm gonna have myself a pork sandwich tomorrow. I was going to a pork sandwich kind of like, this ain't great. And then I finish it and I'm always like, fuck, that was a nice sandwich. I wish I had more pork for that. I'm kind of weird with sandwiches like that. Like, there's so much meat I'll put on a sandwich that I'll start eating and be like, but I'm not wasting this sandwich though. And I'll finish it like, oh, that was a great sandwich. I do it with a pork, do it with a lunch tongue. Depending on the kind of stuffing you get in the meat, be like that. We got some pork in the fridge. I'm gonna have a sandwich tomorrow for breakfast. A pork sandwich, that'd be nice. Okay, so need to remember not to take that door because that's immediately a trap. Any disputes? Yeah, no, fucking eat her. How do you eat her? Alright, that's at least one enemy down in one turn. Well, at least that worked out for me. Hey, set him on fire. You're on fire, baby. That's a crit. Smack that fat bitch. Nice. And then smacky smack. And smack him again. 2 turns, not too bad. We still end up with the issue of 2 of my characters are muted. God damn it. And I can't go back. Okay. Right, so that's a one-way door. That's going to be a trap. Nope. I really don't like it in the Shin Megami Tensei games when enemies get the first move in a fight. Because so many times that can be a case of, oh, I guess we're done here. Also, everybody's muted. I have no way of dealing with it. Welcome back, Clib. Everybody's muted, I have no way of dealing with it. As well just put it on auto. What else can I do? Okay. Does Gale have skills that'll deal with that? Atra. No, he doesn't. Alright, never mind. Alright. So that's gonna be a trap. Well, this is a trap. Like I said, this is why there's like a 3-hour time difference between the save I made entering here and the save I made when I stopped playing this game last time. It's that way. It's like you fall down the hole and there's so many places you'll fall down. And in a lot of cases you can't stop it. And it takes so long to get back up. If we're poisoned, does that mean we're not muted anymore? Oh, we have disc poisons. Well, thank that. Do I want to call it shitty programming? When you can only have one status effect active at a time? It could be a deliberate design decision. You bitch. And you're still muted. Oh yeah, I've not been through the chronofax system since you added those. Yeah, the did you know that is actually part of the setup. So if you're adding a new one, all you need to do is start with mecha-chrono. Okay, and then do a Zeo. And then eat them. Nice. And do another Zeo. And then eat them. And then eat them again. One turn, 2 enemies. Kill him. Yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna play Digital Devil Saga, gotta have patience. This dungeon is not getting done anytime soon. The fact that we have to go so far through so many battles if we make a wrong turn that we have no idea of knowing if it'll be a wrong turn can be really infuriating if you don't have the patience. Which is why I have you guys here to entertain me. That's right, you thought I was here to entertain you. But in fact, you are here to entertain me. Welcome to the reversal stream. Okay, avoid. There's that dick monkey that can kill me without me being able to do anything. Is there anything interesting going on at the minute? Let's find out. Probably not. All the news feeds at the minute are being taken up by the protests. Which, totally agree with the protests. But it means there's absolutely no other news going on. Which means if you're searching for news to try and find something interesting, you're not going to find it. You're going to just find the protests. Which are important and matter. But it's all you'll find. Yeah, no, I'm not going to find anything there. Now let's not mention current events again. Eat him. Eat him. Ooh, I got a point to my luck, which is the start I've not been upgrading. Okay, so that's a trap. Let's see what's in this direction. Okay, Klim. Left. Or right? Left. Or right? Okay, let's go left. That's some good work there, Klim. If we'd have gone right, we would have fallen into a trap. Good work, Klim. If I could give you bonus points, I would. Yeah, I saw the rumor about Bloodborne. It's kind of a tiresome thing when the main thing about Bloodborne for ages has been a case of, oh, it's not in 60 FPS. Oh, no. Boo. Woe is me. And it's like, for fuck's sake, deal with it. Like, the only thing you ever hear about that game when people are talking about it is, oh, it was a wasted opportunity for it not to be in 60 FPS. It's like, you know what? Dark Souls wasn't. Dark Souls Remastered still isn't a stable 60 FPS. The fuck makes you think they're gonna remaster Bloodborne and put it in 60? They don't care. Move on with your life. Play other games. Stop bitching about these games that aren't 60. I'll get around to Demon's Souls at some point. Not anytime soon. It might be the next Souls game, it might be Bloodborne. I've said it'll be Bloodborne in the past, I don't know, I might change my mind. What can you do? You can unfollow me, don't unfollow me though. I'll fucking burn you. Went here and hit my guy. Eat that fat bitch. Set her on fire. Oh no, super bosses are bullshit. But this whole 30 versus 60 argument that's been going on for way too long is almost always stupid. It's like when Final Fantasy X HD, 1010-2 HD Remaster came out on PC. There were Steam reviews I saw of it complaining that they hadn't put it at 60 FPS. It's like, why? It's a turn-based JRPG. What is 60 gonna do for you? It would probably break the game to put it at 60. Why do you need it at 60? It's like, okay, stuff like Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry at 60, great. Can't argue with that, it's a good thing. Because it means the game is more responsive. Which is a good thing for that kind of game. Yeah, the FPS obsession. I've said for a while now, I would rather have a game that runs at a stable 30 than an unstable 60. It's not even just PC gamers anymore. It spread to the console, especially this generation. It's like, I'd rather have a stable 30 than an unstable 60. Because if a game runs smoothly at, say, 20... Say a game at 20... Where the fuck am I? Okay, so it wasn't on the left path. Say a game runs stable at 20 FPS and it runs smooth. It runs without stutters. A dining room. I prefer that to a game that says it runs at 60 but the frame rate fluctuates between 40 to 60. Or more likely between 30 and 60. If it can hold 60, fine. If it can't, I'd rather have it at 30. Fuck, I'd rather have it at 20 if it needs to be. I just want a stable frame rate. I don't care what the number is. I want the game to work. It's like, Ocarina of Time. I spent enough time on Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64. That game runs for the UK, for the PAL regions, at 17 frames a second. 17 FPS. And so when the 3DS version came out, and the 3DS version runs at a stable 30, it's like, well, the game feels faster, which is interesting. Well, in the NTSC regions, Ocarina runs at 20. It's not a stable 20. Ocarina's frame rate will slip. Though Ocarina was Oh, should have changed my mantras. It's worth noting that Ocarina of Time pushed the N64 pretty damn far. And the 3DS version runs at 60, and it's like almost double the frame rate. So I could really feel that when I first played Ocarina of 3D, and that was neat. But I have no problem going back to the original version. I'd like it to be more stable. That's kind of it. The original version is still fine at a lower frame rate. I should do another playthrough of RE3 Remake. But this whole 30 versus 60 thing, in most games, doesn't matter. It should always be about stability. It's like Resident Evil 4 came out on the Switch, and they ported over the version that is most common now, the Ultimate HD version from PC that was ported to PS4 and Xbox One. They ported that over, and they tried to push for the 60 FPS, and it doesn't maintain it. They lowered the resolution of the game. I think it's like 900p docked. They lowered the resolution of the game to try and keep the frame rate up. Doesn't work. It has an unstable frame rate. And I'm there thinking, like, surely the better idea would have been to lock it to 30, cap it at 30, which is what the original game ran at. And if you play RE4, the Ultimate HD version, run it at 60, and you can see the problems that are caused by 60. Like, cap it at 30, 30 would be fine. Then you can probably have the extra power to put the resolution up to the proper number. Yeah, I read that, and I'm honestly not surprised. I think the biggest problem with RE3 Remake is, like, in hindsight, there was never an intention, there was never gonna be post-game post-release DLC. The biggest problem with the game is, I think, specifically Resistance. Resistance has a decent enough core, but the way the whole thing launched felt like a beta. 4 maps. I played it for like, it was the longest stream. It was like 8 hours. About 6 of those hours were Resistance with some of the guys. Like Klim was there, Star, Ali was there, Bish joined us. It's a fun time. I've never gone back to it. There's 4 maps. They've added Jill as a survivor. They're either adding Nikolai or they have added Nikolai as a mastermind. And it's like, more of that isn't what the game needs. The game needs more balancing, and the game needs more maps. Because 4 maps is boring as fuck. They have added Nikolai, yeah. Theo. Actually, it'd be a good idea. Doesn't seem like Zan is really needed right now. You have as you low, put that in there. Put D in there as well. Like with 4 maps, the game becomes repetitive very quickly. The balancing is also very clearly not there. And the game could very clearly do with some kind of balancing. It's way too easy for anybody to... It's like, I played as Mastermind for 1 game. How did I win? I just kept spawning zombies in 1 room. There was nothing they could do because zombies are too hard to kill. Yeah, the asymmetrical multiplayer games have their crowd. I'm not in that crowd past like a couple of games, couple of matches. But it's also worth noting, like, I'm not really into multiplayer. The problem with multiplayer has always been that enjoying multiplayer is always dependent on other people. Which is always a big problem. Because there's not always the option of multiple people. It's why I've never finished Revelations 2. Because I need to have a second person in the room to play it with me, because single player is shit. And I've never managed to get another person in the room to play with me, because they took out online for some reason. Yeah, I suppose when it comes down to it, that is my biggest problem with multiplayer. You need other people to enjoy it. And that's not always an option. And yeah, no, you could go with randoms. That's always a gamble. It's not helpful. Okay. Okay, so we've seen the good prince now. Trick is to figure out which one is actually the good prince. I also heard Predator Hunting Grounds is actually really shit. It's like, I did Friday the 13th for Halloween last year on single player. It was kind of amusing. Very doubtful that kind of thing would hold up to extended play though. Like, personally for me. God damn it. There we go. Yeah, the way it comes down to it, Resistance is fun for a short amount of time. And the whole thing they've got of, oh yeah, no, we're adding more survivors and more masterminds, isn't going to extend its life. Okay. Bane, what do you think? Left or right? One of them has to be the prince. Unless this one's the prince. But we have to check one of these. Left or right? Try right. I feel like with two pictures here, this is actually going to be one of the traps. It is. It's one of the traps. Alright. Here we go again. Okay, so there you go. It was neither of them. Now, look. Based on what this painting is saying, it would have been neither of them. Having to go through the west to get to where we want to go says that it's neither of the ones we could have gone to there. Don't worry about that. Okay, this way, I guess. Nope. Goddamn Baphomets. Alright. We're just getting out of the dungeon. You've seen this before anyway. Yo! No, but it worked. That's good damage. That is good damage. That's not good damage. Undead immune to fire. Bastards. Okay, revival bleed. 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 And do Tarazi again. Progress. It's being made. Alright. I feel like sometimes you get so caught up in trying to hit weaknesses in this game, you forget that your physical attacks can actually be some of the best stuff you can do. A bunch of the time now, like, we've done weakness attacks, and then the physical attack has actually just done more damage. So it's a case of hit the weakness to get more turns, and just smack him in the face. See? Nice. 2 turns, not bad. Cannot complain at that. Yay. We still got a bit of time. Not what I'm after then. Stats don't matter when we're human. Okay, transform, and then smack him in the face. Yeah, that's another mantra to change. Okay, so we're at like 9.5 hours, I think, when we came in here. Let's see what our current time is. Because we've been here for a while. And we've made basically no progress. Just ran around in circles. Zio. Set Zio. Yeah, replace Mirage here. We don't needed that. Oh, that's a good place for it. Restoration. Yeah, new mantra for heat and gale. What does this cost? 10,000, alright. Alright. And Gale. Yeah, learn the physical skills. It's not a bad idea. Okay, so I think it was like 9.5 hours. Been in here for 45 minutes. No, been in here for about half an hour. No progress. Yeah, I saw it was on Netflix, but I was never into Jurassic Park to begin with, and I heard Jurassic World 2 wasn't very good anyway. Alright, let's do this. So my assumption here is that the one we're after is there, right in the center. So let's see if my logical deduction is correct. Everybody's got Zio, we should have Mazio. Really? Because I heard the first Jurassic World was actually pretty good. Then I also thought it was weird that people were getting hyped of like, oh, it's the same T-Rex from the first movie. It's like... You know it's not, right? You know it's just CG. Like if they'd gotten the original animatronic out for the T-Rex, then sure. But you know it's just CG and it means nothing. It's not like in the Star Trek reboot where it's like, oh shit, that's Leonard Nimoy reprising his role as Spock. Okay. So my thought is... here. Meh. I say, was never really into Jurassic Park as an idea. Well, not an idea. The idea I understand, and there's a good idea there. I just never really enjoyed it. But you know what it's like, gotta make money. And people are still into dinosaurs. And I don't know, maybe my question at this point is, why do I care about dinosaurs if they're not fighting King Kong? Yeah, that's fair enough. I say I respect the first movie for its technical achievements. Really do. It's definitely one of those examples, and I've used it as an example before, of a movie whose special effects, for the most part, hold up fantastically. That and Terminator 2 are like the best examples of those like two movies with early CG that hold up amazingly well. But as a movie, I just never enjoyed it. And I've never read the book, but I've never really been interested in reading the book. I think I mentioned last time, though, on Thursday, that I have the first book in the T2 trilogy. Like a trilogy of novels set after Terminator 2 that continue the story, that are, I think I've heard, are pretty good. But it's like at this point, after Terminator 3 and Terminator Genesis and Terminator Dark Fate, all doing like, oh yeah, no, we're the Terminator 3. And let's be fair, none of them were as good as Terminator 3 actually was. Which is impressive that they've not been able to do better than that. I might as well finish off what they've made. So I want to check that out. Maybe I'll do the Mega Drive game for a weekend one-off at some point. But now here, this is my assumption that this is the right one. And it looks blue from here. And there's nothing else we can check to see if the others look this colour from an angle. Yeah, it looks blue. Yeah, no, it's the right one. There you go. That wasn't worth it. Oh, god damn it. Crossfire! I've played a little bit of that, and I've never liked it. The Super Nintendo version, I think, is pretty good. Though the first level can be stupidly unforgiving. No, you know what? You know what? It's the boss. The boss of the first level is bullshit. And it's kind of a shame that happens so early. But it's pretty good. The Mega Drive version I've never been into. I've tried it a bunch of times, I don't like it. Well, at least she's awake. Might as well have stayed asleep, it would have cost less turns. Now everybody's silenced. Nothing else I can do, but I might as well put auto on. Okay. The SNES version, it's not even a port. They're two completely different games. It's the classic old school thing of the two games from the two consoles being completely different. The Mega CD version is also kind of interesting and is entirely different, and has original animation cutscenes with the cast of the animated series reprising their roles. And you can't find that stuff outside of the Mega CD version. Well, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, the Super Nintendo version is completely different from the Mega Drive version. And visually, I'd argue the Super Nintendo version looks better than the Mega Drive version. Be worth checking out if you've never actually seen it though, Bane. The Super Nintendo version was done by Konami. I don't know who did the Mega Drive version. Let me check that while this is going on, because I don't need to pay attention. Clockwork Tortoise made it for the Mega Drive. So I've played the Super Nintendo version, I've taken a look at the Mega Drive version and the Sega CD version. I've also played the Game Boy version, which is actually a completely separate game that was made earlier. Well, it's the common thing that happened back then, surprisingly often, games being released on both systems that were completely different games. Like Aladdin. Two different games. Like I say, I've played the Mega Drive version, didn't like it, but did quite enjoy the Super Nintendo version. If you've never played it, I do recommend checking it out. Probably the main thing the Mega Drive version has over the Super Nintendo version is the co-op. The Super Nintendo version single player. With that, I think we're going to call it today. Well, isn't the case with Alien 3, like, when they actually started shooting, there wasn't a completed script? I didn't realise these guys were out here. I just went straight ahead. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, the idea that we might have seen this building before. But yeah, we're gonna call it there. You know, I like to kind of at the point now where I like to try and end on a nice looking screen. This is the best we're gonna get. Yeah, let's be fair, the story of Alien 3's development is infamous. David Lynch doesn't like to talk about it. It's an interesting thing, like the... what would have been, like the 40th anniversary DVD box set or whatever had direct commentary for all the movies except Alien 3 because David Lynch did not want to come back. David Lynch or David Fincher? Get those two confused. Alien 3, directed by David Fincher. Alright. Yeah, David Fincher did not want to come back to it. And he didn't. Apparently he consulted with... he consulted in the editing of the assembly cut, and that's like the most involvement he's had with it since the release. Yeah, that's going to do it today. It's amazing that it feels like we've made so little progress. Welcome to Digital Devil Saga. Oh. But in the meantime, we'll be back 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time Tuesday with the winner of the poll, which is still up if anybody wants to vote on it. Currently, Beautiful Joe is in the lead. Just looking at Beautiful Joe may win that. If it does, we'll be playing Beautiful Joe on Tuesday for the GameCube, because the GameCube is the superior version. Yeah, the PS2 version has the unlockable downside mode, but the GameCube version's better. But in the meantime, I want to thank everybody for watching. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody in the chat. Bane, Manda, and Clem. Thank you for joining me. The chat is what keeps these streams going. Once again, back 8 PM Tuesday, Greenwich Mean Time. Oh, welcome to the stream, Worst Nurse. I'm sorry you caught us at the end. If you want more Digital Devil Saga, we will be going back to it next Sunday, 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time. But Tuesday's looking like... oh, you've been here for a while. That's fair enough. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and we'll be back with more of this next week on Sunday, 8 PM GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. Now let me check how far Beautiful Joe is in the lead. Yeah, I'll do it on my phone. Won't mess anything up if I do it on my phone. Check. Beautiful Joe currently leads by 3 votes. Police Knots and The Last of Us Remastered are tied. So, unless one of the two gets 3 votes by Tuesday, we'll be doing Beautiful Joe. I'm going to be proceeding with the expectation we'll be doing Beautiful Joe. But yeah, once again, I want to thank everybody for joining. Big special thank you to everybody joining the chat. The chat is what keeps streams going. We're back 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time Tuesday with more video games, probably Beautiful Joe doing the blind playthrough of that. Digital Devil Saga will return next Sunday. Yeah, I said a while ago, like, I'll do Beautiful Joe, and then I didn't. It's a fair point. We should do Beautiful Joe. Which also reminds me, I should put the Wonderful 101 on the list. I haven't gotten the remaster yet. I wanted to do the original before the remaster came out, and then I didn't get around to it. I wanted to do it for the stream. I played like one level of that, and it was kind of fun. But then I didn't do more of it. But I should put the Wonderful 101 on there. But yeah, thanks to everybody for watching. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody in the chat. Chat is what keeps streams going. Tuesday, probably Beautiful Joe. Next Sunday, more Digital Devil Saga. We'll continue with that. But in the meantime, thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day, and take care. Catch you next time, guys.